Already off to a banging start on part 2 of this recording. I'm your host, as always, Chad Porto, and joining me is the glorious one himself, Marcus Green. Marcus, I feel like we've done this before. How are you?
Yeah, a lot of deja vu, man. Groundhog Day-ish. I'm good.
I fucking love that movie. And the scene that really makes it for me is the goddamn gopher when he's in the truck and he realizes they're about to crash and his eyes go wide. Like, that's some funny fucking shit. Oh, jeez. So we're doing our top 10 prediction for 2020. Marcus has 5 suggestions. I have 5 suggestions. Then we're going to lump them together and be like, what up? Then hopefully that'll be a thing. Who knows? 2020 has been a year full of surprises already. From John Moxley winning the world title, Tessa Blanchard winning the world title, Drew McIntyre winning the world title. A lot of world title wins. Then of course there are things you couldn't expect, like the Rona turning out to having most of the year be fanless experiences. Then of course you have mass firings and all sorts of nonsense. So we're gonna try to figure out what 5 predictions each of us are gonna have. Marcus, I'm gonna defer to you to start because it's just I know I'm in my home and you're in your home, but I still feel like you're my guest. So I always defer to my guests. Just kind of how I am. So Marcus, why don't you start this one off with your first pick of the prediction side of things?
Appreciate it. Going off of something that I ironically predicted but had yet to see. Um, and let's talk about gonna predict that Madman Fulton is gonna go on a singles tear
Hmm.
2020. Obviously he's no longer a dog on an OVE leash. He clearly has a killer instinct and clearly has a mind of his own. And now, without being restrained, I think he gets his mind on the go. He can go after a few people that'll be able to stop him. So, I think the rest of the year will be real interesting for the big man, the big dreaded one himself.
So I hope this was obvious, but this isn't just for Impact. This is for the wrestling world. So my first one is going to be Chad Gable wins a world title, not a world title, a title, or he gets released.
What is
One of
just
them's got to
changing the
happen.
dynamic.
One of them's got to
Okay.
happen.
Okay. You should flip my list on his ass. Okay.
I mean, you can do all Impact. I don't mind. I'll do all non-Impact. I got like 40
Oh,
predictions that I'm sure won't happen.
yeah, we can go off the dome with this now that you can broaden it like that. Um, like
Let's
with
do
all our shows,
Homicide in the Steel Asylum. Let's somehow fuck this up.
I can't get down. I can't. La bit up in pendejo.
That's funny shit. All right. Yeah, it's make or break time for Mr. Gable. I don't really see a point in dragging this out with him. If you're not going to use him, cut him, because it's not like there's money to spare apparently, because here we are. You cut most of your roster, even though you're going to turn a profit somehow. Whatever. Fuck off. I don't know. So Marcus, what's your next pick?
For me, I'm gonna say um, it's gonna be a similar vein to yours. Like either let this guy have a final good run, legitimately without all the hokiness that's come along with some of the storylines he's been in, or just let him go. I'm talking about Rey Mysterio.
Mm. So you think
Like
Rey Mysterio's going to be let go? Or you think he's going to finally be used well or be let go?
use well, let go, or retire. Like this is ridiculous. I mean, he clearly wants to finish there because he came back and he's putting up with the hamster wheel act they've been having him on. As if having him and his son dog walk by Brock Lesnar wasn't enough. Um, yeah, it's just these weird. He's gonna quit. He's not gonna quit. He's doing it for his son now, who almost got orphaned again. Um, yeah, they got to piss to get off the pot with Mysterio because I feel like ever since he's came back, it's only watered down. Even with his matches with Andrade, it's only watered down his legend.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to piss to get off the pot with him.
So my next one's going to be kind of interesting because I'm going to say Mike Tyson will compete on AEW pay-per-view. Now, in my head, that might mean a 5-on-5 multi-man tag match with Tyson on one side. But I think if you're Tony Khan, you call Sean, what's his name? Not Sean Green. He's another boxer. He's 48 years old. Shannon something. He wants to fight Tyson. Tyson wants to fight, even though he's 53, 52. I think Tony Khan would be wise to go get a boxer and promoter's license and legitimately just have the main event of an AEW pay-per-view be Shannon Briggs, I think is who I'm thinking of, and Mike Tyson in the main event. I'm telling you, boxing match, wrestling match, whatever it is, if you tell me that Mike Tyson's going to main event a pay-per-view in a real boxing match or in a quote-unquote fake wrestling match, people are going to tune in. And I think Tony Khan would be wise to capitalize on that, especially when you have two MMA legends in Henry Cejudo and who the fuck's the other guy? I can't remember his name. Vitor Belfort. Oh, and you also have Rashad Evans kind of hanging about. So you have four fight legends that you can suddenly call upon. I don't know. It makes sense to me. But I don't know how hard it would be to get those licenses. But I mean, if Don King can have them for 40 years, and I think Tony Khan can get them. Marcus, what is your next one?
I think once he gets past this Irish hurdle, we see Jeff Hardy put back in the world the WWE Championship picture.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's kind of now never. I mean, Jeff's kind of left. He's got the tank, but he's clearly closer to the end of his career than the beginning. And with everything that's happened, he can't really afford any more missteps. With his brother literally thriving in AEW right now. Now, obviously, that definition varies from me, Chad, to Cornette. Those are the levels. But yeah, I think you like I say, you give him the feud with Sheamus, you give him his No More Words music back, and you send him after the Fiend, because I'm not even going to acknowledge the fact that there's potential for Braun Strowman to still be champion by the end of this year. So yeah, I think it's somebody that basically bringing up old. Imagine the concept of what they did with Cena with Hardy. Come on, man, that's endless amounts of material right there in a Funhouse segment.
That would be interesting.
Yeah,
I think that's a possible winner right there. So my next one is actually going to be one that I think is going to be announced fairly soon. I'm under the impression that Tessa Blanchard is going to be stripped. Marcus, this is what we call planning ahead. We talked about this last night on the podcast. I cracked myself up. Tessa Blanchard wasn't at the tapings, according to Mike Johnson, PW Insider. And I have a feeling that, if it hasn't happened already as of this recording, it's going to happen very soon. And that's going to be that Tessa's going to be stripped of the title, because at a certain point, if you're the locker room leader, if everyone else is showing up to work, you best be showing up to work. It's just kind of how it is, it's kind of the whole point of being a leader. Like, you don't do as you say, you do as you do. So, I don't know. Tessa needs to step up or hand in the belt. One of the two. She doesn't need to go to work. I'm not trying to imply otherwise. Like, she has every right to not go. But, this is kind of one of those things where if you ain't using it, hand it to someone who will.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. And, of course, great minds, we know how we think. But that was gonna be my next one. I was gonna say Tessa returns to the knockouts division because I don't think, and it was a bold move what they did, and I think obviously this pandemic has just interrupted a lot of plans, but I don't think she gets that title again. I really don't think they're gonna go in that direction again. Um, but I do think it's and going back to the idea I had about her just kind of going mad about the whole situation, just like she wanted all the smoke, and then she basically disappeared into it, and then she comes back miles off, and then I think some of these women kind of come forward and was like, you got a ball that we would have never got, and you dropped the shit out of it.
Yep. And that's one of those things, like when you watch it happen in real time, it's even more sad because Impact just can't seem to get the world title on people who are going to produce for one reason or another. First, it's Brian Cage. John Morrison had some good matches, but he wasn't blowing people away. Tessa Blanchard's been gone for fucking half the year at this point. So, at a certain point, Impact needs to go, Tessa, you're unreliable. Sorry, got to move on. I think you're absolutely right, Marcus. So we'll see how that ends up playing out here in the coming weeks. My number 4 pick is going to be that New Japan USA does, in fact, get up and running in the winter, despite all odds. It's been a weird road for them. There was talks about it happening, I think it was in the summer of this year, but of course the Rona caused everything to just be all fucked up. So that obviously isn't going to happen. But I do think it's going to be one of those situations where eventually this year New Japan USA does get up and running because New Japan is going to want to make up some of the losses they had. And considering they cut salaries for their executives and top talent so that they don't need to fire anyone, they're going to be, there's going to be some internal pressure, I think, to get back to fan, included shows eventually. And I think New Japan USA is going to be a great way to kind of get some cash influxing into their company. So we'll see what happens with that. Marcus, last one. What you got for the year end? Not year end. The predictions for this year.
Yeah, I know this is gonna be a shot in the dark, and maybe more so like Superman-esque hope than anything. Even though I've not necessarily been the biggest fan of this guy, I do think it will be cool to see. And he is a at-home free agent right now. I'm gonna say Impact sees, and again, bear with me, Impact sees the return of Ethan Carter III.
Okay. I thought you were about to bogart my one.
No. I know a lot of people are like, why are you going to go to AEW? Because there's already a version of him there.
Yeah, his name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and Marcus, racist!
Damn it! Again, 3 times.
We talked about this. Not all white dudes with curly hair are the same person, Marcus. He says, still not able to tell Jimmy and Jey Uso apart. You say they're fraternal twins, Rikishi, but I say bullshit. Bullshit. So my number 5, my last one, is going to be Sting returning to television in 2020. I thought you were going to jump on the Impact re-signed Sting bandwagon. I was going to be like, Marcus, get the fuck out of my brain. What you doing that for? So seeing that Sting's a free agent, apparently they're going to re-sign Kurt Angle. I don't think they're going to re-sign Sting. It will be interesting to see if Sting makes his way to AEW because Cody's a big fan, and I'm sure Cody has some fond memories of Sting. But then again, Impact's also been pulling off some pretty great acquisitions as of late. But while they brought in Ken Shamrock, who I always thought had unfinished business in the company, I don't think Sting has any unfinished business. So I don't know if they would go after him in the same vein, but I would love to see it. I think Sting is every bit as important to Impact as he was WCW. And considering WCW only lasted for about 9 years and Sting was in Impact for about 9 years, I think you can pretty much draw a fair parallel to his time in Impact as being just as important to the company as it was to his legacy. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I mean that's a great one, real quick. And I mean it's interesting looking at like just like him in the middle of like three companies. Obviously, I think like Lesnar clearly still wanting to be there because he's still holding out for Lashley. I mean, Lashley's still holding out for Lesnar. I feel like in a lot of ways he's still holding out for that Taker match that clearly is never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Um, which sucks. And then you look at Impact, it will be a great legacy return. But like you said, it kind of feels like he does have really unfinished business. But with AEW, it's new territory, a lot of obviously new interactions to be had, and they've shown a forward thinkingness to really do some stuff. Maybe not with Tessa's dad, um, but showing to be able to do some real good stuff with these legends. I mean, you got Taz working with Cage now. We've seen what they're doing with Jake. Obviously, you got Arn with Cody, and Sting could cause a lot of trouble. I mean, and a potential for him to have some crazy shenanigery against broken Matt Hardy. Come on, man, that's some.
Just the promos alone, especially like depending on what kind of Sting we get, even if we get a brand new version of Sting, that could be a lot of fun. Plus, it would get Sting back on Turner, so maybe we can get one of those old Turner cable movies remade with Sting in the lead role.
This imagine freaking Vanguard 2.0 going to track down Sting, and it just gets flooded by a flock of crows.
Oh, that actually sounds really cool. God damn it,
It could
Marcus.
happen.
Why, why would you do that to me?
Again, if they go the cinematic route, you can preserve Sting. If you never have him fall, you don't have to worry about his neck.
That's very true. And if he does go ahead and get that neck surgery, or if he already has had it done, that's the same surgery Edge got to come back. And if Edge is going to make shitty wrestling matches with Randy Orton, Sting can make mediocre ones with everyone else.
And this might be a totally different conversation because I think today it came out that apparently now they banned the buckle bomb.
Right. Little late on that one, guys. Yeah, cunts. Is that going to get us demonetized? Are we even monetized? No, we're not. So, Mark, is any final thoughts on this one?
No, I don't think we covered some good bases, man. Some good predictions that hopefully we'll be throwing a party if any of them come true.
If I get one, I'm gonna fucking own this year. I'm gonna be like, I fucking called it. Y'all better bow to me. I'm the Grand Poobah. Fuck y'all.
In the alley, I'm too pretty. I told you what it was gonna be.
Oh God. That'd be I would go in that direction. Absolutely would. So if you're listening live, you heard this one before, but you can find us on the podcast at Podbean at realnerdcorp.podbean.com or by going to Spotify or iTunes and searching NerdCorp, NERDCORP. And of course, you can always go to the website at realnerdcorp.com, REALNERDCORP.com, to keep up with all things NerdCorp and the Wrestling Underground. Marcus can be found on Twitter at ParadoxKid, ParadoxKid.
That's me.
You can also find him on his other podcast, The True Penny Show, at True Penny Show on Twitter, TruePennyShow. And you can find me on Twitter at Chad NerdCorp, ChadNerdCorp, and on Instagram at Chad's Photo Hut. That's it. We're done for this video. We'll be back on Friday for another top 3. It's going to be top 10 matches of 2020 so far. I've been your host, Chad Porto, and he's been Marcus Green. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for giving us a chance. Be sure to tune in for our podcasts throughout the weeks and all the other stuff. And be sure to find us on the website. And, of course, as always, remember to watch more wrestling. Marcus, take us home.
Good night, meat.
All right, we're going to say that one is 40:53. 40 seconds.